Me going through the season 4 rank play settings, the class setups, all that good stuff. Going to show you guys a crimson camo as well that came out with the new season. So last season we did hit crimson, all solo queue. Let's kind of check out the camo because I think it's a new camo unless I'm tweaking. Is there a new camo for it? Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? So I think if we go to rank play down here, there you go. So this is the kind of crimson camo that I got last time, this one. So have they not changed it? Okay, cool, interesting. So yeah, anyways, this is this is the crimson camo that I got, but me personally, I'm kind of a fan of this camo. I think out of all these ones, they're all actually pretty nice. I'm not gonna lie, but this one's probably my favorite. It's just that rank 45 one. But let's go through and kind of go through the class setups and then the settings. So starting off with the class setups, I only use 2. But for the video, I made all 4 just so you guys can test them out. My main one for the assault rifle is the MCW build. So in terms of infantry vest, obviously the only one you can use, so we use that. In terms of the secondary, we're going to be using the Renetti. Now, the only other option is the knife. So for the pistol, I definitely, for the MCW, I definitely recommend using a pistol. Because when you're kind of running around and close scenarios, the pistol's really good. So it's literally like a mini handgun where it actually can melt at kind of close to medium range. I use it to strafe a lot when my AR's out of ammo, and just overall it's a really, really handy kind of weapon. So the build we're going with for the MCW, chat, nothing's changed. YouTube, nothing's changed. It's literally the same build as before, but I know a lot of people kind of were asking for it anyway, so we'll go through it. We've got the flash hider, the 16.5 cyclone barrel, the hand stop, the claw grip, and then the MK3. In terms of changing the attachments, this is the pro build. If you want to make it a bit more for rank play, you could try and using maybe this to compensate a flash. This one's kind of broken. It's really strong. There's definitely builds out there that could be, you know, kind of broken, but if you're looking for the pro build and the one that obliged by the GAs and all that stuff, this is the build that I found that the pros use, and it's a pretty good build to be fair. In terms of MK3 and Slate, a lot of people asking me in the comments, you know, what should we use? I would say if you're looking for medium to long range, the MK3 is perfect, right? So for example, the bots here, like if I'm shooting this second bot and this third bot, the MK3 is perfect. If I was going for a closer range, instead of going for this bot, then the Slate just feels a little bit nicer at that close range. But me personally, I've been a fan of both. I'm using the MK3 right now because 99% of the league also use the MK3. So I'm kind of just copying the pros, and yeah, I mean, it does its job, man. So you guys can feel free to try the build out. Let me know what you think in the comments. Then we go over to the Renetti. I'm going to be using this class for all of them. This is the Renetti build. So I actually have 4 out of 5. If you wanted to, you could find something that maybe adds to the weapon, but a lot of these extra attachments do make there is some sort of nerf somewhere, right? So I'm very happy with the 4 attachment build, and this is really, really good gun. So start off with the Zem compensator, then we got the short competition barrel, the Slate. Again, you don't need the Slate. I just think it helps. Having a Slate is pretty clean on this. And then the Renetti wood grain grip. If we go through, this secondary is insane, man. A lot of the time I'm using it when I'm in cover. I'm just strafing left and right. And I'm not spamming my burst. I'm not spamming the burst. I'm doing this. I'm shooting once, repositioning, shooting once. And it's such a good way of just being mobile while also controlling the gunfight. So I definitely recommend running the Renetti. Now, let's move on to the tactical and stuff. So tactical, there's only the stun grenade. So we're going to use that. If you want to use a smoke in search and destroy, I don't recommend using it with the MCW. I recommend using it with the rival, which we'll get to. But this is the build I recommend. Frag over Semtex. For me personally, when I'm using an assault rifle, I like to have frag because it's got a bit more range. But I've also seen someone like Kenny use a Semtex. It depends on your playstyle. I would say if you want more of a close range playstyle, just overall, right, you can have 2 classes. So this could be your main class, your main AR class, okay? If you want a closer range, like a more of a faster, aggressive build, put the Slate Reflector on and have a Semtex. This way, you have a more up close and personal build, right? So now you can see this is just a lot better at close range. But see, at long range, it's not as clean. It's still okay. It's still not bad at long range, but I think the MK3 is better at that extra range. So anyways, yeah, it depends on your build. Me personally, I like to stick with the MK3 and with the frag grenade. But yeah, it's up to you. I might keep Semtex on. But yeah, it just kind of depends what type of playstyle. Quick grip for me. I know a lot of pros use like marksman. I know Scrappy, I think, use marksman. You could use assault. You could use, that's basically the main ones, assault or marksman. But for me, quick grip is really, really efficient when you're chucking trophies, stuff like that. I just find it so useful. Yeah, me personally, I'm a big fan of quick grip. I use it in all my classes. Sneakers, you want to be using covert as a must. If you really want, you can use lightweight, but I don't see a point. I'm just all in with covert. Even stalker, I haven't seen anyone really use it. You could try it out, but this is my build. Covert. AR, I'll use EOD. For a sub, maybe tac mask. Okay, that's the main MCW build. Let's move on straight to the rival build. Rival build, the attachments, exactly the same. This camo's nice, by the way. If you guys haven't got it, it's from the it's the Weapon Prestige. New one's Obsidian. I'm going to try and get a video for you guys for that. But for now, this is the same build, man. The rival's exactly the same. No changes whatsoever. Screenshot it, try it out. It still beams. It still does its thing. The only difference in the update, I don't know if they changed the rival, but the MCW has got buffed slightly. They increased the headshot damage. But just like the rival, so just like the MCW, everything else is the same. Stun, Semtex, trophy system. I don't run Dead Silence because I don't think I need to because I've got covert. Yeah, this is my build for the sub. It's really, really efficient. Now, if you wanted to play Search and Destroy, I could say, you know, maybe put a Dead Silence class on as well. This is just kind of having different variations, right? You could have Dead Silence and Lightweight. So you could have a second build, and when you have Dead Silence, you can make a play in Search and Destroy if you wanted to. But for me, I prefer just having a trophy system. It's not G8 in rank play, so for me, a trophy is really useful. I think, you know, it's just good, man. It's really useful. And this is the build I'm rocking with. Now, one thing I will say is you can use a knife on the rival. I think I'm going to go back to using a knife. I've tried out with kind of both variations. I think I like the knife more, although sometimes you will find that it's a bit annoying. You have to reload and run out of ammo with your, you know, with your rival when you want a pistol. Just having a knife makes you, I feel a little bit more mobile. I feel like I can get away a little bit quicker. So again, it's up to you, but I don't mind having a knife on my rival. MCW, definitely run a pistol. Then we go to the striker. I don't use this class. I literally just made it for you guys. Hasn't changed, exact same build as last time. I think I got this from maybe Lunchtime or someone on Twitter from last season. Honestly, nothing's changed. Screenshot if you want. Shout out to Lunchtime. This is his build, I believe. I don't know. I think it's Havoc or Lunch. It's some build I got from Twitter, maybe Parasite. It's just a pro build. Yeah, I mean, I don't use it, to be honest, but give it a go. Striker 9. I think it's pretty good. I've seen people use it. It looks like it's got a little bit of recoil, but I mean, the time to kill is probably not horrible. So yeah, give it a go if you want to mix it up a little bit. Then we go over to the WSP9. Again, got it from Twitter. I have no idea whose build this is. I haven't used it myself, but this is the build for WSP9. It's a pro build. I think I've seen a few screenshots going around Twitter of this build. So try it out for yourself. Let me know what you think. Shout out to whoever made the build. Going forward, those are my 4 classes. I mainly use the MCW and the rival, depending on the scenario. I mix between the two. Let's go straight over to the settings and show you guys what I use. So starting off, where we're going to go through, let's go through, I'm obviously a controller player. Let's go through controller settings. So button layout, this is an interesting one. I literally just switched recently, chat. I used to use tactical flip for basically my whole life, right, in terms of COD. I've always used tactical flipped. Only very recently, literally maybe 3-4 days ago, I've switched to default. Now, the reason why I've done that is because I play with a scuff, okay? So when I'm playing with a scuff, like right now, if I was to go for a slide cancel, I would before press my right analog stick in. I know you can't see it, but I'll press my right analog stick in and then jump. But now I press my back paddle and then jump. Back paddle, then jump. And for me, I can basically do everything without taking my thumb off the right stick. And it just feels a lot cleaner for me. So me personally, it's kind of what I went with. But this is really important. Okay, I'm going to give you guys the best kind of advice for controller. If you have a default controller, no scuff, nothing, you don't play claw, okay? Go to this area, go down to stick and move. What you can do is you can jump. If you look on the bottom right, you can jump with your right stick. The reason why this is important is when you're holding your controller, you don't want to take your right thumb off the right stick. You want to keep it there at all times, and you want to be able to jump. When you jump with the normal A button, you have to take your right thumb off that and put it on the A button. The reason why people like claw is because they use their index finger to jump, okay? I recommend using stick and move because it's the best option if you don't have a scuff or paddles or anything like that. The next best option when you do have a scuff on paddles is between default and tactical, okay? Personally, I've just switched to default. I find it better. Use both. See what you think, okay? My paddles, the left paddle is jump. The right paddle is now slide. I have an Envision scuff, okay? A lot of people asking my controller. I have an Envision scuff. It's a PC Envision scuff. Very, very good. Highly recommend. It's pretty affordable as well, chat. Most of the time when I buy a scuff, this is for PC only though. When I buy a scuff, it's normally like £200. I get like an optic one and stuff like that. But the big problem with that is like, I find that when I buy those scuffs, they don't last too long. But this one is £110 and it's already built. So if I need to order another one, it comes in like a week. But the custom made ones take like a month. So for me, this was a big, big positive. You can also really just customize your button the way you want. But the biggest thing, chat, is you want to be able to jump and slide with ease while also maintaining your right stick. Very, very important stuff. So try it out, see what works for you. Ping doesn't matter. Flip this, again, personal preference. I recommend flipping it because what happens is when you shoot and aim in, the LB, L1, whatever you use, is more responsive than the back button. So it just makes you shoot and aim in at a faster rate. Very, very important. This doesn't matter. If you use anything different, you're kind of a weirdo. And I'm trolling, not really. But if you, for some reason, you've like southpaw, no click, like, bro, what are you doing? Like, what's going on, bro? Is everything okay? Like, just use default. Like, bro, what is going on here? Just use default. I don't even know what that is. Anyways, controller vibration. Yo, turn that shit off, bro. Come on, what's going on? Dead zone. This shit's important, man. A lot of people really going on about dead zones. Just try them out, man. Try them out. You can actually test them now, which is really important. So right now you can see it's not really moving. Can you see my left one's kind of tweaking a little bit? That means I should probably up my dead zone a bit. But I'm okay with it. I'm going to keep it how it is. You could increase this a bit. But yeah, just play around with it. Have it around 3.3. 99.99, go from there. I leave mine 2.2 just because I think it works okay for me. Going over to aiming. Okay, sensitivity, chat. I will change this. Recently, I've gone back to 6.6. So let me explain the reason and why I think you guys should start with this as well. When you're playing, let's say on 10-10, right? What happens is you feel snappy, you feel really good. But the whole point is you want this middle crosshair to be on your opponent. So when you're sliding in like this, it's a lot easier for me to do this because on 6.6, it's not as rapid. So for me to go around the corner and kind of center onto my opponent, so like that's one, center onto the second like that, it's a lot snappier and a lot easier on 6.6 than it is on like 12.12. 12.12, you're a lot faster. So your reaction may seem quicker. It's harder to get your crosshair on point, which is your centering. I recommend 6.6 or 7.7. Honestly, it's a sweet spot. I really, really recommend them. They're probably the best sensitivities in the game. I've played on higher, I've played on not lower, to be honest. This is the lowest I go, 6.6. But yeah, try it out. I think you guys will enjoy it. Bro, why would we even... Don't even look at that. Aim response curve type. Alright, if you guys don't have this on dynamic, you are trolling. Put this shit on dynamic. I ain't even going to talk about it. We're going to move on. Chat, no, just move on. Put it on dynamic. That's it. Don't ask questions. Let's keep going down. Aim assist, turn that on. Aim assist type. People say default or black ops. I just keep it on default. I think it's a lot easier. I feel like whenever you tweak with stuff like this, you're just kind of getting in your own head. You kind of like, if you lose a gunfight, you're like, oh, yo, that wasn't even me, bro. That was because of Black Ops aim assist. Bro, you just get in your own head, man. Just put it on default and just play the game and work on improving, in my opinion. Anyway, motions, blur, or whatever, turn that shit off. Movement, very important. Again, I used to play on ATS, chat. I used to play on ATS. It used to really, really affect me in a negative way. Let me show you why. If I go on ATS right now, it's good for Warzone. It's really good for Warzone because you can do this. Look at this. I can walk around and I'm literally sprinting. The problem is in respawn is this. Let's say I kill the first player and the other one's there and I want to move forward. As I move forward, I'm running. When you're running like this, they can literally see you. So I get the first kill, I run forward. As I'm running, my gun has to go down again. So what I'm trying to do is to counter that as I'm moving left and right. But if I do need to move forward, if I do need to kind of close an angle, I would have to like do it slowly. And it just made it so much harder because I'm constantly in tac sprint. Again, it works in Warzone because you're running a lot of the time. But with single tap run, it feels so smooth. Right now, if I don't aim in, if I don't hold my stick in, I can walk. Okay, so let's say I'm trying to sneak up to someone, I'm trying to get my centering right. Let's pretend this was a door here and I knew he was there. Instead of running up like this, I would be like this. I'd walk around and it just gives me more control. There's a door right here. I walk around, kill him. If I want to go forward, I just walk. I don't need to constantly run everywhere. And when you're running and your gun's up, it's a lot harder for you to get ready for the gunfight. So make sure that this is on single tap run and this is off. Now, if you're trying to compete or play challenges, stuff like that, obviously then I think it has to be double tap. I can't remember, but single tap run is GA'd, but there's no way I'm not using it. It's just, I only play rank play, you know what I mean? There's no reason not to use it. And if you're not competing, use single tap run a lot better. Going down, off, 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 it just makes your jump a lot smoother, a lot easier. This has to be on hybrid. This has to be on hybrid. So if you look at what hybrid does, you can tap to slide or you can tap while holding sprint to dive. So let's say before you just tap to slide, right? You tap to slide. When now, if you hold your sprint, you can dolphin dive. So it lets you do both, and it just adds more flair into your game. Very, very important. Put this on free. Nothing else really matters here. It's all kind of basic stuff. Just make sure you kind of copy it, man. I think a lot of this stuff is fairly similar between all the pros and everything like that. The only thing I have kind of different to most people is this one here. I actually have prioritize interact as my main one. A lot of people have it as tap to interact or tap to reload. I just kind of don't mind prioritize interact. The only difference is when I play Warzone, you want this on. So when I play multiplayer, I don't like keep changing it, so I just keep it on, to be honest with you. That's the only reason. But I don't mind it too much. You hold A, you reload with you hold X to reload, you tap it to pick stuff up. It's not really a big deal. Going down, graphic settings. Okay. People been asking me what kind of PC I've got, all my graphics setting, how does my game look so good, stuff like that. I appreciate the compliments. I'm going to make a separate video how I record gameplay and stuff like that. But for now, this is what I'm rocking with, okay? I've got a 7900 RX XT, which is a Radeon graphics card, which allows me to get 240 frames. So I should go on full screen because I think I'm trolling. But yeah, I've actually got a 4K monitor as well, which is really, really handy, thanks to you guys. And that's allowed me to get 240 frames, literally 1440p. So this is just, I love the monitor, I love everything about it. In terms of these settings, I'm just going to kind of go through them real quickly, not spend too long, just kind of scroll through them. The main one is going to be FOV and stuff. This one, again, keep on 100. All this stuff you don't really need to change. If you guys are on PC, this is like the best settings for your FPS. Just keep this on like this, man. Keep this on. I'm going to go through it a little bit quickly. Don't really need to go into too much detail, if I'm honest with you. Just kind of looking at that, yeah. But this is where it gets interesting. So FOV. If you guys play Warzone, stick down 120, okay? If you're playing multiplayer, I used to run 105. Today I switched back to 97. I used to run 97 before, and it just feels the most comfortable. It's just the easiest to play with. The reason why it's a lot better, because your opponents are smaller. Sorry, your opponents are bigger, and they look less cracked with movement. Let me explain. If we go on 120, you see how far that bot at the back is? Even though I'm shooting them, even though the visual recoil is like less, right? If that bot is like jumping like this, right? If they're moving like this, you look so much faster. It's so much harder to hit a target like that range while they're moving on 120 FOV than it is on 97. Like, look how this bot looks kind of far, right? But if we go through and we, go back to graphics, put this on 97, it doesn't look that far. It's insane. So it's the same exact thing, but you're just making it easier. Now look at the bot at the back. It doesn't look as small. It doesn't look as far. Just a lot easier to hit your targets when they're snaking, when they're moving on lower FOV. So I recommend for multiplayer 97, for Warzone 120. Going down, this again, same thing. Keeps unaffected. Don't really change too much here. I feel like this is all good. Make sure your motion blurs off. And I think that's it, to be honest. Audio, I don't even, like, that's just depending on your system and stuff. But I think that's all the settings. I think that's all the settings, to be honest with you. A lot of these ones, obviously, when I do change it, I keep it on my favorite just to kind of double check it and stuff like that. I think that's it. I don't think I need to go for anything else. I might quickly, just to show you guys, how I warm up. Just because I feel like a lot of people are kind of asking. And I think it's a really effective way of showing you guys what I do. So I don't do this every day, but when I do come on, if I am trying to really like get maximum amount of my time, I go straight into a private game, go through, let this load up for about 10-20 seconds. I've got my same classes going across. And all I literally do, chat, is I go through. So even when I'm coaching subscribers, this is where we do it, okay? There's a game code on the bottom left. You go to game setup. I like to put it on free for all, okay? Go to any map. Now, my biggest recommendation is play a CDO map. The reason why, play a map in rank play, because you're able to then practice jump spots and stuff like that. So we go through, let's say we go to like, for me personally, I like to do a score limit over a time limit. So let's say we do 500, put it on 45 minutes, radar always on. That's it. Go through, put the bots to like something like 16 or something, which is quite a lot, like 14. And that's it, chat. Start the game, shoot the bots. I even practice with my aim assist off sometimes to just get that initial snap on. And that's it. So because I've got my aim assist on my favorites as well, I can turn it off, shoot 100 bots, put it back on, work through different processes, right? So let's say, for example, I'm really struggling with my drop shot. My first 100 kills, I might just work on my drop shot. So I might go through, work on my drop shot for the first 100 kills. And what you're going to notice is when you do this, your shot starts to get custom and tailored towards a drop shot, right? Let's say I'm struggling with my jump shot. I'll jump shot for 200 kills and stuff like that. Just working on different elements of your game can really improve your overall feel. YouTube, hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, drop a like on the video. We actually recorded this live on stream as well, so make sure to check us out on Twitch. Catch us on the Discord as well down in the description, and catch you guys for another video later on today. Peace.